Hey everyone, it's your casual non-meta hunter Mystix here again. I was actually intending to make a bow guide for beginners and just people who are new to the bow in general. But I figured that the charging sidestep and Dodgebolt were the switch skills that would most affect the hunter's playstyle because of how different they are. So I decided to first push this video out explaining their differences, benefits, which of the two would fit your playstyle, etc. And then plug this into the guide video so that one doesn't end up becoming too long, or at the very least not as long as it would have been. So hopefully this video will help you guys understand the bow better and also have more fun with it. Just note that whatever I say in this video is merely just my personal opinion and what I think. Some people would have differing thoughts, and maybe some of you bow mains out there disagree, and that is perfectly fine. Feel free to share what you guys think down in the comment section below as well, and we can all learn from one another. Now to start things off, before we even get into the two skills, I think it's necessary for you guys to understand bow charge levels first. So whenever you lose an arrow, it levels up your charge by 1, and if you combo with a secondary shot immediately after, it levels it up again. Whenever you break the combo or fire a shot after the highest charge level, your shots restart back at level 1. You can, however, stay at your highest charge level if you dash after the highest charge shot. So level 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's to level 4, level 4, level 4, level 4, and so on and so forth. Now on the bows themselves, you can see what the highest charge level is, and for most bows, they can go up to charge level 4. You also notice that most bows will have the highest charge grayed out, meaning that you can only fire up to charge level 3. You can unlock that grade level through the bow charge plus skill, but I'll get into that in the guide video itself. For now, I'm just putting the info out there so you don't get too confused. Now on to the skills themselves. Let's start off with the charging sidestep first. So for those of you who have played the bow in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, you should be familiar with this skill because this is the exact same move. So what do you get from using the sidestep? The sidestep covers a pretty decent amount of ground, making it a great move for evasion in general and also to reposition yourself while staying on the offensive. Also, just like the name says, it gives you an additional charge level whenever you dodge. So meaning to say, normally to get to charge level 4, you have to shoot 4 consecutive times. With the sidestep, however, you can shoot once and then move out of the way and shoot at level 3 and level 4. Just like that. That makes it very easy to get to your max charge level to dish out more damage in a shorter amount of time. On the downside, it does cost a little bit more stamina to use compared to the Dodgebolt, and also because of the distance that it covers, it can be very easy to move a little bit too far away from the good hit zones if you happen to be too close to the monster during big openings, like when the monster topples over and stuff like that. A good way to counter this problem is to actually dash forwards and backwards instead of to the side. Moving on to Dodgebolt. This is a new move that has been introduced in Rise, which is actually pretty exciting. So how does this move compare to the sidestep? So right off the bat, you'll notice that compared to the sidestep, the movement has been significantly decreased. So for those of you who are used to the sidestep from World, you might have a little bit of trouble getting used to this. With the decrease in distance covered, You are also more likely to be within the hitbox at the end of your iframes, so you are probably going to get hit a lot more easily as well. So to combat this, it is recommended to have at least one level of evade extender in your build to make it more viable for movement and repositioning. I personally went without it at one point and got used to it, but having evade extender definitely helps. Also, unlike Sidestep, your charges do not go up while using this move. However, this doesn't mean that you lose your charge level either. Whenever you use Dodgebolt, your charge level from your previous shot stays. I know that can sound a little bit confusing to some of you, so let's take a look at examples over here to make it a little bit simpler for you guys. So as I have demonstrated earlier, with the Sidestep, your first shot goes out at level 1, dashing increases it to level 2, and then your second shot after that goes out at level 3. With Dodgebolt, however, your first shot goes out at level 1, dashing will keep the charge at level 1, meaning your second shot goes out at level 2. And if you dash again after that, the charge level stays at 2, and your third shot goes out at level 3, and so on. So if we put them side by side, it will look a little something like this. Now on to the pros of using this move. You might have already noticed, but Dodgebolt is primarily a counter move. Whenever you dodge, your character also pulls out an arrow to slash whatever is in front of them, dealing damage. So if you are close enough to the monster during an opening, you can also choose to use that hit to add on to the damage that you put out. Even if you don't, you can still deal damage to the monster simply by dodging, as long as you time it right. And on the same note about the timing, if you manage to time the counter just right, it will give you an additional 2 levels of charge, meaning your first shot right after a well-timed dodge will immediately come out at level 3 instead of level 1. Now I'm not too sure about this next point, but you might be able to cut tails using Dodgebolt. The reason I say that I'm not too sure is because I managed to do it once while I wasn't recording, so I can't watch back to confirm if it was because I just coincidentally hit the tail when another blade user hit it at the same time, and I haven't been able to replicate that same thing since. It's not something you're going to be focusing on as a bow hunter anyway, because it's difficult enough to hit the tail with it, let alone dealing enough damage to cut it. But if any of you out there can confirm this, let me know in the comments. For this last point, I have to give full credits to a fellow hunter named Yukino-san. Link to their channel and video in the description. What they found out and tested is that when you land your dodge within the first 4 frames, Dodgebolt will actually nullify the whole hitbox of that attack for you. Meaning to say that if you land a near frame perfect dodge on attacks like Rajang's Beam and Teostra's Fire Breath and stuff like that, basically attacks with one long hitbox, you are free to move around inside the hitbox afterwards without taking any damage. However, note that it only nullifies one hit. So if the monster follows up with a second attack, or if the same attack hits multiple times, you will still take damage from the second hit, even if you manage to counter the first one. So, which of the 2 switch skills is right for you? Now if you prefer the more traditional range gameplay, I would say Sidestep is the one to go for. It lets you easily keep a good amount of distance from the monster, and you will also have a better look at the whole battlefield thanks to that extra distance, so you see incoming attacks more easily as well. Again, thanks to the distance, you are also much less likely to be flinched by other hunters if you're playing online, so That's one less problem to think about. Now on the flip side, if you prefer a more calculated counter-focused playstyle, Dodgebolt will probably tickle your fancy. To put it very simply, Dodgebolt is a high risk, high reward kind of move. So if you like counters, or simply feel comfortable enough with a monster's moveset, Dodgebolt is the way to go. And that is going to be it for this video. Hope you guys found it useful and informative enough for your hunts, and look forward to the bow guide that I'm planning to put out in the near future, so stay tuned to that. To all of you hunters new to the bow, just have fun with the weapon, and I know I may not be the best at it, but if you have any questions about the bow, I will do my best to answer them for you. So see you guys in the next video, and as always, happy hunting, hunters.